So hello and a very warm welcome to all our Sports Today family members, and today we are trying something new in the dugout.
Yeah, normally we always decide a we come up with a topic beforehand, we then end up discussing on it. But today we thought, okay, let's throw the floor open, let's make it even more interactive than we normally do. So today we're just going to answer all of your questions, whatever it is it may be, and let's have some
From
fun.
the world of sports, be it any sport at this point in time, F1, football, you want it, you get it. And cricket will primarily be the questions that you all will ask. But before I get to the Q&A, let me just tell you about what's happened in the Women's T20 World Cup final. Australia have won the toss and they are choosing to bat. They will bat at Newlands, and it's a very good move considering that the two semi-finals that happened here, the team that batted first, they managed to win. Both teams are unchanged. Australia are gunning for a record sixth T20 World Cup title. That will make it 13 in the limited overs competition that they have got. South Africa, on the other hand, they are gunning for their first, and they have done something what the men's team could not do in the 21st century.
Reach a final of an ICC tournament.
Yeah, the senior men's team, not the youngsters. The youngsters.
Yeah, the under-19s have won a World Cup in 2014.
It was the team that had Aiden Markram. It had Kagiso Rabada there, and so that was a very special batch. South Africa, backed by a very, very partisan Newlands crowd, is going to be really, it'll be a sight. And Australia, remember, not many happy memories of Newlands in the past for the senior men's team. Remember, the Sandpaper Gate scandal happened there.
Yeah.
And that forced a complete cultural change in Australia. And we've seen the after effects of it even today. Okay, Akash Bharat.
I'm pretty sure we missed a few things.
Yeah.
So let's just go up and we'll just start from the top of this thing.
Well, Match Tracker is just giving us...
Yes, Match Tracker is giving us updates which we were sharing with you. Thanks for that.
Dhanush, India have lost only 3 test series at home in the last 35 years. South Africa, 1 minute, where was that? South Africa, Australia and England. Man, oh man, that is
actually true. And I mean, it does show you that India at home have always been a very different proposition. Not very easy to beat them in favorable conditions.
It is on par with the West Indies and the Australian teams of the 80s and the 90s. I mean, you looked at it from 1995 onwards till about 2008. How many series did Australia lose in 13 years?
Correct.
Hardly, I may say, rarely. They didn't lose from 95 to 2008. They first lost in 2008, and since then they are losing on a regular basis. So yes, India's dominance at home stems from the fact that they have good batters, the depth that they have. Ashwin, Jadeja, they have replaced Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble as the ultimate match winners, the new spin twins. And so that is the main reason, Dhanush. 3 test series. South Africa, remember, that came at a time when the Indian batting was not doing very well. Then 2004, Australia stepped up to the plate, and backed by green trackitis, Australia managed to ensure that India lost the match in Nagpur and the series 2-1. England, a Kevin Peterson special, Monty Panesar and Graham Swan, the new Spin Devils, came back from 1-0 down to 2-1. Yeah, that England team was something very, very special.
And they had, I think, one of the better off spinners in recent Test history in Graham Swan. He was so classical, it was not even funny. Classic action, he landed in the exact same spot.
No need of the dusra.
And on a slightly scuffed up pitch, he could make magic happen.
Yep.
And Monty was someone who was a bit mercurial, but when he was on, my God, he was hard to play. That series, he was definitely on.
And let's not forget, apart from Kevin Peterson, there was Alistair Cook, who scored 3 centuries. So Cook and everybody, it has been a very, very fantastic. That team was truly the most magnificent England team that I've ever seen. And you also had Australia. You had Gilchrist captaining the team. Ponting wasn't there, as you know, so that's why. And okay, Akash Bharadwaj, is it true that Jadeja is the new vice-captain of the test team? Good move, thoughts? Okay,
first off, I think I really agree with what it is that, Ravi Shastri has been on record saying, is that for home series, you really need a vice-captain.
What is the role of the vice-captain? I mean, look, I don't understand. Yes, probably if the captain gets injured, this designated, I understand there are only two designations that you need to have in cricket. One is the captain, the other is the wicket keeper. That's about it. Nowadays, in an era when there are a bowling captain, when there is a fielding captain, when there is a captain in general to manage people, this designation of a vice captain actually doesn't make sense at all.
Correct.
Anybody can step up to the plate, but this Indian team has got leaders. I mean, you've got Rohit Sharma, you've got Virat Kohli, who's a leadership material also.
You have someone like an Ashwin.
You have Cheteshwar Pujara also, who can be in the vice captaincy bracket. Jaddu, yes, but remember, Jadeja as a captain for CSK didn't do that well. But yes, he's got leadership potential.
And I think that was one of his first major experiences in captaincy, if I'm not wrong.
Maybe a bit for the Saurashtra team, he must have done some matches. But apart from that, on the major stage, first time ever, new vice captain of the test team. See, there is no official confirmation as of yet, because we may be reading too much into these comments that Ravi Shastri made. Ravi Shastri said that all this talk about the vice captaincy ship, he really doesn't want vice captaincy at home. Because you can appoint a leader if he is not there for a very particular period of time. It's just a waste of a symbol that's there. Vice captaincy. Who is the vice captain?
And don't forget, this is coming from Ravi Shastri, who under whose tenure India had no hesitation dropping their own test vice captain in Ajinkya Rahane.
But the situation of the vice captain thing becomes even bigger because of a certain KL Rahul.
True.
When the squad was announced, KL Rahul was not appointed as the vice captain for the two tests. Now everybody felt that, okay, perhaps his time is up. Perhaps he is not going to play Indore and Ahmedabad. Shubman Gill is going to make a return to the test team.
Right.
But we don't know. Perhaps we are reading too much into those comments that, oh, he's not been appointed the vice captain. Maybe a conspiracy theory though, because India may not want to name a vice captain. Rohit Sharma is fit. He will captain in both the tests as well as in 2 of the 3 ODIs. Remember, he's not there for the first ODI. So, Hardik Pandya is anyway there as the vice captain. But but the designation of a vice captain really doesn't make sense for me. I agree with Shastri. Don't need a vice captain. But yeah, in the context of KL Rahul, it assumes a lot of importance, because if we don't pick him as the vice captain, we were all thinking maybe he's not an automatic selection.
Maybe. Again, there's still a couple of days to go to the third test, and I think we're going to see a lot. I think tomorrow, Monday, will be a particularly interesting day, because that's normally when we will, in fact, be getting to hear from one of the members of the Indian team, all the support staff in a press conference. I think there you'll get some, some sort of a clearance, let's say, clarity.
You will get some clarity on the situation there, and let's hope that the team, I think they may not make changes. Looking at the way that you won, if you would have lost, maybe changes were due. But once you start winning, I don't think this is the horses for courses approach in the Kohli Shastri tenure. This is more of a stable approach. But if Rahul fails in Indore, and India win the match, then I think for the 4th test, Shubman Gill might come in.
Yeah, because especially considering if you win the 3rd test, you would have been guaranteed a qualification.
You're guaranteed, yes.
WTC final.
This is where this test assumes a lot of importance for both teams. If India win, they go through to the final of the World Test Championship. And if Australia draw or win, they will secure the final spot.
Correct.
Also. So,
although Australia again is a matter of when rather than if, because Sri Lanka, I get that New Zealand are in dire straits against England right now, but I don't think Sri Lanka will be able to give them that much of a push either.
Yeah, so that's what Sanjay Swaminathan is saying. Want India versus SL final, let the Aussies go home.
My God, that will be a very one-sided final if it happens.
For whom? Sri Lanka or India?
For India winning it, because again...
Because remember, Sri Lanka at the Oval, they have always put in their A game. Remember 1998, that Sri Lankan team defeated England. That was their first test win ever there. At the Oval in the Champions Trophy, they defeated Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka defeated India. That was the only loss in the 2017 campaign until the final.
Correct.
So at the Oval, Sri Lanka do get in their A game. So that is why it is going to be very, very important. I think Sri Lanka, they have to win 2-0. If they win 1-0, no use. They'll only get to 55.56. They need to win 2-0 because that will take them to 61.1. Australia, if they lose 4-0, 59.6. If India loses 2, 58.6. Can't do it. So Sanchit Shukla sending us a super chat. He's saying, is this surprising that among captains of IPL teams, only Hardik and Markram are regular part of their nation's T20 11?
Let's first wait, really? Oh no, Josh Butler is not the captain of Rajasthan. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's Sanju.
Sanju.
But let's go over who the other captains are.
See, Delhi
first.
Capitals, maybe they may appoint David Warner.
Yeah, but again, before him you had Pant. Again, he too actually wasn't regular. Rohit, again, his T20 future is uncertain
But
right now.
don't you think the definition of regular, he's been there consistently. So
Yeah, but I think in this time around, I think what Sanchit is referring to is the present context. Rohit's future is uncertain. Beyond that,
Faf
if you
Duplessis.
look at Faf is retired pretty much.
Yeah.
Then
Ravindra Jadeja was there, but now MS Dhoni.
MS is there. So again,
Dhoni,
no.
yeah.
Jadeja would have been the third in that list. But yes, now you're right. Now with this thing there, who else is there?
Kolkata Knight Riders.
Again, not really a regular, but I think he plays T20s.
No, but
he doesn't.
Surya Kumar.
Correct.
Yeah.
So again, he's not there either. Who else is there? What are the franchises we're missing out?
We
Punjab Kings.
Punjab Kings.
Shikhar Dhawan.
Ah, yes.
Actually, to be fair, Punjab's previous captain was Mayank. Even he's nowhere in the scheme of things.
He wasn't a regular.
It's interesting, Sanchit. You're right, but you know, again, if you look at the club and international culture, which I think borrows a lot from, say football. If you're looking at it, there are a lot of clubs where the captains aren't necessarily guaranteed starters in their national teams either. Manchester United's captain is Harry Maguire.
Yep.
He's not even a guaranteed starter in his own club, never mind England. So it does happen a lot that, this happens. But you're right, it's a fun coincidence.
Yeah, it is. It's
we have another super from
Mr. Shaker. Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Shaker. Morning from the USA. This luxury of Ash, Jaddu, Aksar with both bat and ball won't rescue India in WTC finals. Along with an out-of-form middle order. Your suggestions?
He makes a good point.
Very good point.
Yeah, because in the WTC final, you're not going to be playing 3 spinners. You'll probably not even be playing 2 spinners.
Yep.
Then at that point, most likely it's only going to be Jaddu.
Yes.
Because he brings the batting option.
Yep. And remember, even Ashwin was saying, don't look at the scoreline of 2-0. Because Australia have only collapsed in one session. Apart from that, they have runners very, very close.
Yeah.
So that is why Australia, with their composition and the issue, see, Stark will be back, Green will be back, Hazelwood will be back, Cummins. In England conditions.
In English conditions, that bowling lineup will cause anyone trouble.
And you'll have Nathan Lyon. So you won't have this composition issue there. And yes, the middle order and the top order, barring Rohit's 120, they haven't performed.
Exactly.
KL Rahul, yes, these struggles are evident.
Kohli haven't really.
Pujara, Kohli, Kohli's look good.
In fact, what's worse is the other 2 batsmen who prop up that middle order. One is Shreyas Iyer, who's just come back into fitness. The other is Rishabh Pant, who's not going to be playing the final.
He's not going to. And even KS Bharat has not done it well.
KS Bharat has not done himself any justice. Yet. I think by deep proxy, he'll be playing that match. So.
He will be. So, only your lower order, Ashwin, Aksar and Jadeja have rescued India in both the tests. Nagpur and Delhi in particular, that partnership between Aksar and Ashwin, 114, gave India the chance. So, yes, I do agree. This World Test Championship final is not going to be easy for India.
Not at all.
But remember, Australia also, whenever it comes to matches against India now, they seem to be having a mental block. Because nowadays they lose consistently to them and will take something supreme to ensure that they can turn this tide around. So, I do agree, Mr. Shekhar, I agree. Aditya Kavlekar, welcome to the other 2-3. KL Rahul has sought divine intervention at a temple in Indore, so watch out.
He might just be using his index fingers, putting his index fingers in his ears at Indore Stadium.
We hope so.
Yeah, you definitely will.
We hope so. Then this entire debate on why we see this vice-captaincy and all this thing is just a big hype. Yeah, but remember, Surya Kumar Yadav visited the Mahakaleshwar temple in Ujjain when he had come for that ODI in Indore. Then normally other players would want to go to the Khajrana temple that is there, the Ganesh temple in Indore. But I don't know, they are choosing between 1 or 2 in that sense. So we hope that happens. But if it doesn't happen, then like Ravi Shastri said, the rope is running out. He has to convert the opportunities that he gets into big scores.
The time is now. Simple.
If he doesn't, then sorry, there cannot be any kind of backup and support for KL Rahul.
Exactly. There's a limit to how much the rope can be lengthened. There are quite a few interesting questions coming in. Ishan Edits is saying choose one. Archer and Bumrah on the Wankhede Stadium or Jadeja, Ben Stokes under MSD captainship. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one.
I would go with Archer Bumrah.
Yeah, I would also go with Archer Bumrah only because I don't see Jadeja, Ben Stokes being a tandem.
Yes.
Actually, if you're thinking of tandems on a Shipok wicket, I would be more interested in seeing Jadeja and Thikshana.
Thikshana, yes.
Although Thikshana somehow tends to do better on pitches that aren't rank turners for whatever reason. I don't quite understand the reasoning behind it, but I don't know. But yeah, it's still.
Yes. So that is the thing.
I like Akash Bhardwaj's question. He's saying, biggest match winner of this decade for me, Stokes. Can't look beyond the man.
Can't look beyond him. Yeah, he's won you the 2019 World Cup. He's won you the 2022 T20 World Cup. He won you the Ashes, man. He kept England in the game in the Ashes.
And that for me, innings, he rescued England from a certain defeat. Never mind getting a draw, by the way. He got them a win. In a match that they had no right winning, considering how many of their top batsmen had collapsed. And now is also, by the way, leading England's renaissance in Test cricket. I know we all say baseball, but Ben Stokes is as front and center to that philosophy.
Maybe Akash, in this decade, if you look at it, I would say in white ball cricket, Virat Kohli.
ODIs definitely.
And when T20 for a certain period from 14 to 16, he was supremely consistent.
Stokes unfortunately trumps him is in ICC tournaments.
Yes.
So Pranav Anand says that if there's a better batting pitch in indoor, can India look to play Kuldeep in place of Rahul? Given that he'll extract more of the surface in the first innings when things go flat. In place of Rahul, definitely not.
No, Pranav, I think, see, if Rahul has to be replaced, it will be with Shubman Gill. Number one. Kuldeep can come in for Aksar.
Yes.
That is about it.
But stop there only.
But with Aksar doing so well with the bat, I don't think Kuldeep will get a chance.
Yeah, I also don't think so. Unless they see something radically different in the indoor pitch and realize, okay, maybe we need a different kind of spinner. Otherwise, right now, things ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. So I don't see this Indian cricket team making any change for the indoor match, except maybe Shubman for KL. That's about
maybe. And even that is a big maybe. I'm still saying, hold out for till Monday. We'll get more clarity on that. SS98 has an interesting question. He's asking, when will Sports Today review the IPL teams? SS98 very soon, because right now, see, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of cricket. Don't forget the WPL will be starting.
March 4th to 26th.
Yes. So WPL will be starting, and then in between that, we will be reviewing the IPL teams. Don't worry. IPL was the time when Sid and me started joining you guys regularly on this channel.
Absolutely.
So we'll be celebrating, how time flies indeed. Exactly.
1 year.
So we'll be looking forward to review those. Don't you worry. We will be.
Absolutely.
Neela Kandan has an interesting point where he says that don't forget Deepak Chahar and Mukesh Chaudhary in the power play. Man, if Deepak Chahar can stay fit and you have Deepak, Mukesh and Thikshana who also bowls in the power play.
Look at who will be a bowling lineup for CSK. Deepak Chahar, Mahesh Thikshana, then you've got Ravindra Jadeja, then you've got Ben Stokes. And remember, Stokes will not be there on the final thing of the IPL because he has to prepare for the Ashes and the Ireland Test. So, that'll be a solid bowling lineup. Thikshana, Stokes, Chahar, Mukesh Chaudhary, and who will be the fifth?
Moeen Ali, there's Jadeja, there's Stokes. There's plenty of options.
Plenty of options, yes.
Plenty of questions coming in.
Match tracker saying talk on PSL. Okay. PSL, what I can say is on two things. There is a big problem. One, there is a talk that perhaps all the PSL matches might take place only in Karachi because there is a financial disagreement that the PCB is having with Punjab, where Lahore will be hosting and Multan. That is the major problem. So, that is that. And recently in Karachi, there was a security scare. CCTV cameras to monitor the PSL, they were stolen.
Wow.
Plus, on top of that, there was a recent terror attack in Karachi, but the teams are still hanging on in there and they are playing. So that is why it's not a good situation when you look at the PSL, but there's been some very fascinating action. Azam Khan, for example, his big hitting has ensured that the PSL has been absolutely lit up. I mean, 1-6, I remember it went over the roof of the National Stadium, 104 meter 6. So it's a very, very good situation at this point in time when it comes to the PSL. But apart from that, again, the unfortunate thing about all the other leagues like the CPL, like the BBL, the PSL, they don't have that first mover advantage that the IPL has. That was the first major league that broke barriers. That is why I don't have that much of optimism for the WPL, because it's already playing catch up to the elite league that is there. That is the
But remember, the other difference is also that the WPL has the advantage of the IPL having first movers advantage and big money of the BCCI. So in that sense, I think they'll do everything they can to make it a success. Austin Dicuna has two very interesting questions in his comment. Pant or Brook, whom would you choose in your test?
Why not both?
I take both. But if you're trying to rate both of them right now, Pant is slightly ahead because he's put in some very tough knocks in very tough situations.
But Brook, remember, I will give him that slight edge because all formats he seems to be consistent.
Exactly, Brook in all formats, whether it be white ball cricket, red ball cricket, he doesn't care. He's going out there and getting you runs. Second question, though, is very interesting, is that how will England fit in best on the 11th of the Ashes? Who will they drop? Exactly, that is a very good question, especially considering that he doesn't really keep in Test cricket.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
It's
been Foakes, they tried out Butler for a while, but it's never really been best of.
Maybe out of all the batsmen, see, Duckett is doing well. Pope is doing well. Brook is doing well. Stokes is doing well. Maybe you may want to drop a Zach Crawley and get in Bairstow.
But then would you want to open with Bairstow?
Maybe.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, he's succeeded everywhere.
But the thing is, he's done very well in Test cricket as a lower middle
order. Who will
be? Remember 4-5
maybe
times.
Pope.
Maybe they could promote Pope at the top of the order.
Then Pope you have, then you've got Duckett, then you've got Root, then you've got Brook, Bairstow, Stokes, Foakes.
And mind you, Foakes is like the absolute outlier of that team. He's the most classical batsman in a team full of players where even Joe Root is now hitting reverse sweep sixes.
Exactly. I mean, but remember, Joe Root, even on his own, he's scored 153. And that too, he bought it up with a reverse ramp of Wagner.
Exactly.
This England cricket team, but it will be a very, very unfortunate thing that this current Indian side will not collide with the baseball England team. Because remember, 2024, they will next play a fighter series. But we don't know whether that core will remain.
No, the core will remain. I think
for India.
For India. Man, yeah, that is true.
Ashwin, Jadeja, do you see them playing in 2024? Maybe Jadeja, but Ashwin?
No, by then maybe Ashwin will not be a white ball player.
Fag end of November, December, that will be the period. So that is the problem. Whether we will see and whether we don't know how baseball will evolve in 2024. Can all the players continue to maintain playing that same intensity?
See, the advantage they have is a lot of their players are actually not exactly old. So I think this team has at least 5 years as a cycle. What they do after that really depends. Gokul CM says both of you pick your IPL winners for today. We're going to have two very obvious choices.
Obvious, yaar.
He'll pick CSK, I'll pick KKR. Okay. And neither of ours is analyzed.
Neutral. Let's forget our team allegiances for one moment. This might rather shock you. RCB. They might do it, yaar. Who knows?
No, they have a good team.
Maybe in the WPL they may do well, but maybe that might rub off into the men's IPL.
I think if I'm picking a winner this time around, I'll go this thing. I'll say RR.
Rajasthan Royals, not a bad show.
Because they've not added too many players, but the few players they did add addressed some very good weaknesses. Like last year, they were crying out for a bowling all-rounder. They got Jason Holder this time around. So they've got, I think, and mind you, there was nothing really wrong with their squad. Just that one or two things.
So, okay, Mayank Taplial is saying KL will do well because team manager is backing him. The history has all been that whenever a talented player is always fully backed by the management, he creates records. Let's fully support KL.
Mayank, the time for him to actually fulfill that potential is running out.
He's reaching that Jadeja stage. You know, Ravindra Jadeja actually was not doing well for 2 to 3 years. But when MS Dhoni backed him to the hilt,
he backed him.
Man, oh man, now you see the benefits of him. But whether that backing Rohit Sharma gives him, will he capitalize on it later? That remains to be seen. It's all up to KL Rahul now to do it. It's all up to KL Rahul.
Why did you go down?
Upar,
Plenty of questions.
Do you think this is the first ever Australian cricket team which mentally rattled seeing Indian with Vignesh Kunal? Yes.
The amount of fear I've seen in this batting lineup, I have not seen in any batting lineup. Even the side that got whitewashed, at least they tried.
I know. This team has not even put up a fight. They might have, you may say that, the Delhi test they put up a bit of a fight, but then you meekly surrendered on day 3. Absolute meek surrender. And I couldn't imagine I would use the terms meek for an Australian team. I really couldn't imagine. Shubham is saying, okay,
my
I'll,
God,
I'll
that's
just
a
take
hot
this.
take.
Yeah. Should Bradman ever be considered as greatest as he was? He mostly played against England. There was no great competition, never had to come to subcontinent. Also, I've heard bowlers back then were scratchy. Okay, Shubham, let me just dispel a couple of notions. It wasn't Don Bradman's fault that when he started to play cricket, half of the world was bloody colonized by the Brits. And at that time, a lot of the players, a lot of the teams just couldn't come to test cricket status. Let us be very, very...
Even today, you see, there's maybe 4 or 5 teams who can consider themselves elite teams across formats.
Absolutely. So Bradman played mostly against England, but England was the top team at that point in time.
Yeah.
Scratchy, all that, it is very, very subjective because we have never seen them on video. We haven't seen them because at that time there was no technology to monitor whether they were scratchy, they were excellent, they were exceptional, they were woeful. We don't know that.
We don't know. So it's hard to say, but the numbers kind of speak for themselves.
You cannot say that Bradman should be even considered as the greatest. I mean, let me just tell you, Shubham, he is the gold standard. 99.94. This record will never ever be broken.
That's a bad review, by the way. See, look at that.
And let me tell you one more thing. Muralidharan's 1,379 international wickets combined will also never be broken. You don't question the circumstances. You got runs against an opponent, you got it at a very consistent basis. With smaller grounds, with flatter wickets, with bigger bats, players are still not able to match up to Bradman.
Correct.
That is the major problem. And let me tell you one more thing. Virat Kohli, 973 runs. Oh, we hail him, right? But he got it in 16 matches. In an flat, pancake-like wickets of the IPL. Bradman got 974 in just 5 tests. Even now, that record has never been broken. Pranav Anand, yes, we saw the WNCL final where Tasmania women won after South Australia needed.
Don't go down, don't go down. This
why do you think it happens when teams get so close? Pressure.
That's simple. That's a next level bottle job, but I've seen them happen. Akash Varadha says, last question. It's okay, you can ask as many as you like. Who's the batsman who comes close to VK in all formats in this decade? Maybe AB? Yeah, actually.
But AB's T20I numbers are not that great.
No, T20I fair.
T20 is supreme.
No, I get your point. But if there's any batsman who came close to being in all format, it has to be him. No one else in the Fab 4.
None in the Fab 4, but maybe. Oh wait, he wasn't that flashy. But his consistency, he matched Kohli because he was 50 plus in all 3 formats at a very brief time. But then he slid down in T20Is. Kane Williamson. Williamson is the closest who can come maybe to VK in all formats. Smith hasn't impressed in T20I cricket at all. Neither has Joe Root. But then actually Root is a very, very curious case. He's got the most hundreds in ODIs by an England batter ever. But Root
ODIs,
not in T20Is.
No, I'm talking about T20Is. Again, in ODIs, I don't doubt that he can still be a part of it. ODIs, T20s, not so much.
Yeah, Meet Soni. Okay, what does... Sir, Mumbai and RCB, which teams gives a big player to India? 5 names, both the team, please tell.
Okay, so he's saying that from MI and RCB, Mumbai and RCB, which team gave big players to India? 5 names. MI and RCB also, I don't think they made as many stars as... Actually, MI, to be fair,
did. Jasprit
Bumrah, Pandya,
yeah.
Even Rohit became a great once he joined MI.
After he joined MI, yes.
So, yes, that
Surya, yeah. Ishan, maybe not.
But again, he's
a big name.
Yeah, so big enough name.
For RCB, Virat Kohli was already a great.
Yeah, his greatness had little to do with RCB. Yuzi Chahal, fair. Navdeep Saini could have been part of that.
Could have been, yeah. Unfortunately, he fizzled out.
Yes.
Then I can't think of anybody else. Maybe if he's still playing Devdutt Padikkal. But he's not yet there in the India team as of now. Yeah. But now he's gone to Rajasthan Royals anyway.
Exactly. Otherwise, there's not many teams. Actually, see, if you're talking about players who are purely IPL stars, then we few and far between. I think MI have
maybe Harshal Patel.
Yeah, but then he's nowhere near in the scheme of things.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Do you think MI has good team? Last question, Ishan Riditz. Do you think MI has good team but still they don't have proper player on number 7, which is very important for team balance?
Oh, valid point. They don't. Maybe they'd have to play someone like David at 7.
They might play David. Because see, you got Rohit Sharma Wait, I just had a
Siraj, by the way.
Siraj, oh, yes,
and
yes,
Sandeep
yes,
Tagore
yes.
pointed out Siraj is the good
Yeah. I just saw a tweet. Okay, that was a very good, you may say, playing 11 in that sense. So just wait. Give me a bit of time before I open my Twitter account. So just a minute. Yeah, he said this is the playing 11. Okay, Rohit Sharma, Cameron Green, Tilak Verma, Devald Brevis, Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Tim David, Arshad Khan, Jofra Archer, Kumar Kartikeya, Jasprit Bumrah.
Okay, not
That's
a bad
his
lineup.
11.
But again, it's a bit of a. Again, it has some obvious tweaks.
See, Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan to open.
Yeah.
Tilak Verma at 3, Surya at 4. Then Cameron Green at 6, at 5. Tim David at 7, 6, 7, whatever it is. That way the batting lineup can be sorted up. And MMA, you want to answer this MMA?
E equals
Who's your
MC
favorite
square
player in
asks,
MMA?
Who's
Yeah.
your favorite MMA fighter? For me, I would say Khabib Nurmagomedov. Unfortunately, he had to retire.
Yeah.
But I think he also retired because he had made a promise to his mom that he would never be fighting MMA without his dad by his side. And his dad passed away due to COVID.
Oh, damn.
So, 2020.
For me, I would say perhaps Conor McGregor.
Conor was an easy answer. That's why I didn't go for him.
Yeah,
Because
I follow very limited MMA, that's why.
Could
Oh,
have-
Vignesh Konar saying that the India-England series is scheduled to be in February 2024.
So yeah, actually that's pretty possible.
That's
then.
pretty possible then, yeah. That'll be a great series. I think the only team that has the potential to challenge India in India is England at this point in time.
It'll be very interesting to see how it is the baseball works in India. That's for sure.
Yeah, so, yeah, Meet Sony, you're right. Siraj, Sandeep Ko, yes.
Yes, I
agreed.
picked up that point.
Yeah. Austin Kuna saying India will play only 11 more T20Is before 2024 T20 World Cup. 3 T20Is in Windies, 5 T20Is versus Oz after the 2023 World Cup in December, and 3 T20Is in South Africa before the Test series with England, then directly IPL.
Yeah, but then they'll schedule some series in between, Austin. This is
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they'll call Sri Lanka, they'll call New Zealand.
Yeah.
They'll go to Zimbabwe, maybe, who knows.
Yeah.
They'll schedule series, don't you worry about that.
Maybe, do you want to take cricket answer by RV's question or it's too harsh?
Nah, it's harsh.
It's too harsh. That's all we can say about it. Cricket analysis by RV. Just go down.
Harsh.
Okay, last couple of questions we'll take. Vignesh Konar, what's your view on Avinash Singh? Express Fowler and hard-hitter batsman, great talent. Unfortunately, Vignesh, I'll be very honest, I haven't seen Avinash Singh.
Me neither.
So I cannot comment on it. But we will see, and then maybe next time you ask, maybe I can tell you something about it. Okay. Who is Mayank Taplial saying, who is both of yours all-time favorite selector in cricket?
That's a googly question.
Across teams in international cricket.
Selector, can you have one favorite selector?
That's harsh. I don't know.
It's tough. I wouldn't say it's harsh. It's tough.
Selector.
Yeah, how can I name a selector? Especially considering it's the job
I
of a panel.
can tell you that maybe in that period perhaps Dilip Vengsarkar.
Okay, I won't go for the selector. I'll go for someone who had a role in transforming the fortunes of a team. Then I'll go for Ashley Giles.
Ashley
For what he
Giles.
did for England.
Not Strauss. Wasn't it Strauss who brought about?
Strauss, it was around, Strauss, but then later on Ashley Giles became the
yep.
director of cricket, a role which he had relinquished, I think, after 2021, which is now being held by Rob Key.
Rob Key, yeah. Director of cricket, right? He's the director of cricket.
So Giles
yeah.
was the director of cricket at that point,
Yeah.
and he was very, very intent on getting that sort of a template.
In 2015, who had the...
At that point, it was Strauss. Strauss was the...
Because that 2015 onwards, you're seeing this England, man.
Yeah, so-
they are dominant. The white ball kings and queens.
Akash Bhardwaj has another interesting question, saying one batsman of the past who you'd want to see bat in this era. For me, it's Viv. Viv is a good shout. I would want to see Sunny G.
Sunny G, yes. For me, I would like to see...
But if you're saying in this era, then maybe he means someone who'd fit a T20 template.
T20 template.
Well, then I'll go for a very left of field one. I'll go for Srikanth. Would fit nicely into this
Chica.
era. Would fit perfectly into this era.
Of course. That's a good shout. Yeah, I actually wanted to pick Chica, but you took it. Who can I pick now?
There's plenty of players who played that way.
Aggressive. He said Viv Richards. He's taken Viv Richards. He
Which is a very good one.
Yeah. I would like to see, you may have not known much about this player, but he played a big impact in 1979. Typical Calypso flair. Collis King. he cleared the front leg, I mean, or the left leg. He would just clear it and wham, deep mid wicket. That was the and that high backlift. You would think he was swinging baseball, not baseball, baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Man, Collis King would have been one of the best in the business if he had done it. I had seen him in the 1979 World Cup on TV. That is why I know in that recap. So
Right.
any other?
Yeah, let's just go down. We'll take one or two more questions and then we'll take your leave.
Yep. Okay, Haaland, Brook, Sanskar Saxena. Haaland and Brook.
Haaland to Brook, question mark. Two different sports, Sanskar.
But is he suggesting how do they look? Doppelganger, something in that sense?
No, Brook doesn't look that much like Haaland, does he? No.
Yeah.
Param Joshi says, what do you think of India's chances of winning the WTC?
It's very high.
It's good. See, to be fair, their chances of winning were good last time also, yeah. They were really good.
Nah, they picked the wrong team.
They were. But
Yeah.
again, I'm talking about before the final. There was definitely stuff they could have done.
Yeah,
different.
they could have. Sanskar
I think that is
Yeah.
enough. Just roll on one last time.
One last time, yeah. Okay, why you name it handle?
No.
Why Austin Guna likes me? Oh my goodness, no, because I picked RCB. Oh my god. See, as I said, neutral. I will always pick a team that is not. I mean, which I feel I will have very little regret or happiness if they don't win or win. So I picked RCB.
Someone is asking if Kohli fails in these two tests, will he or should he play in the final? Yes and yes. Abhishek Singh, yes and yes.
Yes, Kohli will he play the final? Absolutely. I think he should play even if he's fit enough. He should play even until 2024. That is my honest assessment of it. So
Shan says, hi, good evening to you. Current form of England, maybe England will beat India in India. It's possible. I mean, not the worst shout in the world. Not the worst shout in the world. Anyway, I think that's enough Q&A for now, and we have the women's T20.
We have the women's T20, and South Africa have burnt a review very badly.
Oh, it's a horrible
and
review.
who is stepping up at this point in time? The individual who is an alpha player when it comes to ICC knockouts.
Finals, yeah.
Alisa Healy.
Absolutely.
And man, I mean, what is it with Alisa Healy, man? I mean, many players would just quake in their boots when they play a final in front of partisan crowds.
But she's just giving it
This
to them.
individual just comes on and puts up a brilliant performance every time. And remember, Beth Mooney is playing this anchor role. It's Healy yet again, like 2020, like 2022. She is dominating. And lofted shot of Marizan Cap. Oof, imagine lofting Cap and also uppercutting Shabnim Ismail. She's a freak.
Anyway, we'll take your leave for now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed us answering your questions as much as we did answering them. And if you did, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, leave us a comment, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and download the SportsTech app as well. For now, we'll take your leave, but stay tuned to the channel. We have so much more coming. Bye bye for now. Take care.
Bye bye. Vanakkam.